Hello, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Thabo Mongezi and welcome, and I am Thabo Mongezi. If you are a new viewer, you are definitely welcome, and please press that subscription button as you are watching, notification button to get all our new uploads, my new uploads, and also press that like, comment, share. And to all the returning subscribers, viewers, guys, thank you so much for the love. I honestly and truly appreciate you. It doesn't go unnoticed. I love you so much. And you can also follow me on all my social media platforms, from TikTok to X to Instagram to Facebook, and I am Thabo Mongezi. Thabo Mongezi is my name on all my social media platforms. So let us talk, man. Okay, it was giving me an indication there with my phone. It's actually low, but anyway, I hope this video I will finish it without it being off or failing me. But anyway, today I'm not here with a story time, but yeah, I was just reflecting on moments and times and decisions that I had to make and where I am now. Now this topic is something very personal, because I will be talking about making peace with the fact that my mom is homophobic, and coming from, when you look up the word homophobic, it's someone who dislikes queer people, and it depends. Also, people are different. People have different ways to show or to say, but yeah. So some people say it. Some people you hear with you'll see their actions. Some you'll hear their words, and some would even go to an extreme to express, to what extent do they dislike queer people. And I'm sure, we got to see or realize, or it came to our attention, Generation Soapy days, like when Generation was still having Senzo and Jason scenes. I think, me personally, on my side, that is where I got to see my mom doesn't like gay people, and also the remarks, and I think the comments she would make when those scenes were playing. And it was not a biggie, but I think that, prepared me of what is yet to come, or what I must expect, and yeah, what I saw there, and those expressions were not just for the scene, but even though I thought maybe it might be slightly different because I'm the son, and yeah, which it is, different, but I don't know to what extent, but I had to prepare myself mentally and understand that this is what I might be facing, or what I will be going through. But now, having to deal with that, I think that helped me, because now from those scenes, I think it also dawned on her that time that there is people like me, or she saw a reflection of me, or when she saw those scenes in Generation, she saw the possibilities of me being the same thing, or it confirming me being gay. Because I never had to tell her and sit her down and say, Mom, I'm gay or not, because I didn't feel the need. I had that thing of, my mom is my mom, she should know, But one thing is, I'm not going to lie and pretend and live a lie, or bring a girl home and give her ideas that I'm possibly going to get married to a woman, have kids, and have a normal family, and she'll be a grandmother and a mother-in-law to a girl. But now I think those scenes made her aware that there is people like me, and now she started expressing or commenting on how I wear, my dress code. I remember even the first day she saw me with earrings. She was like, what kind of a guy he has earrings? Why are you having earrings on? There's no guy that has earrings. That is inappropriate, And I remember there's one word that stuck with me when we were watching Generation one day. It was the word manyala. Manyala is something that is disgusting when we were watching the scene. And I think that's something said with me. And each time she would make a comment on what I'm wearing and why do I have earrings, you know, I would look at her facial expression and see the disappointment in her face and the disgust, you know, from when she would say those words. What are you wearing? You know, why are you dressed like that? What kind of a guy dresses like that? But now, what didn't make it easy, and I actually had to stop going to church with her because the church now was used as a weapon, you know, that, hey, no, you're not supposed to do like this. This is an unholy thing. This is a demonic thing. And also now the community also became an excuse because each time we have a disagreement, a church and community will be brought up into that, you know, whatever argument that we're having, that, oh, you know, imagine what people are saying. People are talking about you being gay, you know, you being like, not even saying you being gay, but how you acting, how you behaving, if you'll ever give me children, if you'll ever get married, and such things, you know. And that went on for a very long time, and it got to a point where I got tired. You know, I was very, very tired of it. And you know, I told myself that being home, I'm gonna end up being toxic, or I will end up living a life that I don't want so that she's comfortable, you know. And I got tired of now having to watch out or look at who's around me when I'm outside home, because someone around my community is going to talk about me. I don't know whether they were talking about me or she was making it up so that I get to feel bad and maybe try behave or act in a certain way, because I was, you know, the son that did everything in the house. You know, there was never a time where someone came and complained about me that I'm misbehaving or I'm doing something wrong. I was doing everything as I am supposed to be doing as the son. And I didn't understand where that was coming from, but I thought it would be different as I am now. I'm the son, and now it hits home for her. But it went on, and yeah, I remember one day I was like, you know what, can I just get a job far away from home and just move? And you know, when they say that the universe listens to what you wish and what you want, and it granted or gave me that, you know. So, but with the job that I got, it was an escape for me to leave home, you know, because I had no reason for me to leave home and stay around my location and rent somewhere else where home is just next door. It would make it obvious that maybe we're not in good terms and stuff, but I also didn't want to fight and leave home when we're fighting and stuff like that. I wanted to leave home when everything was still nice and we would talk and everything is fine. So I got a job and I used my job as an excuse to leave home, and I did that. And where I worked, I had an option of maybe taking transportation, like 2-3 taxis to get to work, but that was also going to be a strain. But I did not mind. I was like, you know what, I just want to be away from home. And I told that I got a job at this place and I'll be forced to move and stay wherever, and which is what I did. I moved from home, and that came with so much peace of mind. You know, I understood that this is where she stands, and I wanted to also her to have a peace of mind without having to deal with homophobic Christians or community members and people looking at her in a different manner whenever she goes to church or coming back from church, because her son is gay and they constantly see me every day. So for them to stop using me to attack her or whatever the case may be, let me be away from her so that she gets to have the peace of mind that she wants or she wishes for, you know. And not because she chased me away from home, but I think I also did that for my own peace of mind and my own well-being, you know. And it went on and on. Like, I would go home, but home didn't feel like home anyway. You know when you find home outside home, when you go home it feels weird and different. And when I go home all the time, I leave when it's still nice. I leave before there will be a comment done or said, you know. I'm like, oh, I'm here, yeah. We laugh, it's nice, we're catching up and stuff. The following morning I'm out and gone, you know. And I feel, it's wrong to say that. I don't want to get to a point where I get home and I overstay my welcome, and now I start being questioned on why you're still wearing like that, because I feel that I'm getting old to be trying to explain or clarify the world that we live in now. And yeah, considering the fact that we are, queer people are everywhere. People are being taught about queer people on a daily basis, and I felt good. I would not want to be on my mom's face, as a reminder that I am gay and this is something that she dislikes. And it was that. And I did a video, I think few videos, even to go down memory lanes on my videos, where I spoke about how she refused to be part of my wedding and all that. But that for me, I think was a stem, and that took the trophy for me to confirm that she hates it to a point that she couldn't even pretend at that point. And I think that is where she made it obvious that I hate, I don't like gay people at all. And now the issue is that I am the son. I don't know, she doesn't know how to, deal with it, or how to process it, or how to actually behave or take it. But I think that took its toll, and I don't know on her, but I think more on me, because what I did when she refused to be part of my wedding and stuff like that, I decided not to invite her to my wedding. And after that, what I did, I disowned my mother, and it was the hardest thing to do, because she's the only parent that I know, and I know for a fact that is someone who would do anything for me. But that was a disappointing act also for me, because I felt that at that point I needed her the most, my life, because she's the only person that I knew that my life, that point, something very important was happening to me. I needed her to be there. I needed her to be the light. I needed her to be the guide. But she was not, and I had to swallow the hard pill, like the pill, and say, what, it is what it is. I had to take it as it is. But also for my own well-being, I had to cut ties, and it was so hard to block her. I blocked her from my phone contacts, communication, and I even told my siblings, as far as my nieces and stuff, that if anyone would call me and say and mention my mom, I'm going to block you. And I think at that point it was me saying that I think it's fine, she's my mother, I love her so much even now, but she's okay where she is and I'm okay where I am. And I did that, and my siblings, I told them that, and I think I was at a point of also willing to shut them out and let go of everything and say, what, I'd rather be alone than have something that will constantly hurt me, or reminded, of something that hurts me, and they respected that. But in a way, I think also on her side, she tried reaching out using my siblings, asking them, they'll call me to ask me how am I doing, and she'll call them and they'll give her feedback on how am I doing, that I'm still alive, I'm still good and all that, and it was that. And I accepted that, I have got no parents, it was that, like, I've got no parents, I had to deal with it, I had to accept it. And COVID happened. When COVID happened, people were dying like flies, and she used someone's number to try and call me, and because she heard from one of my siblings that I had COVID. And I don't know whether that made her realize, would say, I might die maybe, from COVID. But she tried reaching out and wanted to meet. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. I'll come home. I went home, and going home. And also one thing about the generation of our mothers, they do not know how to ask for forgiveness, but with that, at that time, also on my side, I forgave her without even her asking for forgiveness, because I wanted to free her, I think, from my heart and accept and begin a healing process. So I went home and, as if everything was normal, that, oh, you scarce and all that, but her asking for forgiveness or us unpacking what was the problem. But I remember there's a point where in our conversations as we were talking, I told her how much I apologized, instead, I apologized for blocking and stuff like that, but I also mentioned on how much she has hurt me and how broken I was. Yo guys, I don't know what's happening with my phone, but it's actually acting up today. But anyway, I think maybe because of the topic, but yeah, it's used to story times. But yeah, I remember mentioning to my mother on how broken I was, in terms of her not being available, when I needed her. But also it didn't get to really us getting to me why I left home, you know, and also because she thought it's because of a job, but the job was not the only reason why I left. And her not being available, you know, on my wedding or when I was preparing and all that, we didn't unpack that because it was an uncomfortable topic for both of us. You know, I think also it would have made, I think, more damaged because also I was still mad. I was still mad at her, and also with what happened, you know, when I was busy with the wedding and all that. And yeah, I was still mad at a lot of things, and because that has passed, I was willing to let it go and start afresh. But I knew that my sexuality was not a topic at home, you know. Even now, today, it's still not a topic, you know, even though she knows, she's aware, because me getting married was a confirmation to her that I'm not pretending, I'm not acting, you know. But she's not something also she's willing to accept, and I had to accept that she'll never accept it. The earlier I make peace with it, the better. And the far away I am from her, the better. And doesn't mean that I don't go home. I do go home. I see her. I still love her. I love her. She's my mother. And it is a work in progress. I think we're still trying to, we talk, you know, but yeah, we talk. But us talking, we I think there's some scars, you know. We are now a bit cautious about what we say and how we're talking. It's not as how it used to be, because I think from my experience I had to shut certain doors, you know. I had to shut certain things and have access to me, you know. And I also do not blame myself, because I felt that I am going to hurt myself more by opening up more and get disappointed, you know, and also expecting or wanting to try to make her understand, because I felt that even the time that I gave her to process, you know, me and understanding that, okay, that was the first time coming out of my mouth that I'm with a man, her processing it, it was me giving her time to process it and hoping that she will get to a stage or a point where she says, okay, I understand where you come from, let's work on it. What is a gay man? What happens when you're gay? How do you want me to address you? How do you want me to treat you? How am I supposed to behave around or towards you? Or what am I supposed to expect from you as a child and all that, you know? But yeah, those are the things I think I was expecting her to be curious enough to ask, you know, what does being gay mean? You know, besides the fact or the idea of her thinking that I'm sleeping with other men, what is a gay man, you know? Because there is more than just me being with a man, you know, when you are gay. But I wanted her to be curious enough to ask, so that I teach her. But that is an uncomfortable topic for her. And knowing the generation of my mother, they do not know how to ask for forgiveness. They do not want to admit when they are wrong. And also, they disregard, I think, or the only thing that is important is their feelings. How much you've hurt them, how much you've disappointed them, how much you are not doing right by them, what their expectations are of us as their kids. But it never gets to a point where they are asking us about what do we want, what our expectations from them, and how we want to live our lives. But it's all about them, you know. And I did that. I forgave her without even her asking for forgiveness. And disowning was not me being a bitchy child, but it was out of me accepting that, you know what, let me protect myself, let me stay away, and let that be that, you know. And with her reaching out there, I think it also dawned on her that she's actually losing a child, because I still am that child who would go through the ends, you know, for my mother, for my family, for my siblings, you know. I would do anything humanly possible to be there for my family, to provide where I can, to be available where I can, to be there when no one is there, you know. But I felt that when this point I wanted her, she was not available, and I decided to stop being too available also for them, you know, which was selfish of me, but I needed that, you know. I needed that. I needed I need to protect myself, because I had no one to protect me, so I had me to protect me, you know. So that is what I did. And with me recording this video, it is me telling someone who also feels the same, because I know that I'm not the only one who when they think of home, or when they think of going home, they have second thoughts, you know. Even just visiting, they've got second thoughts, you know. You get a bit disturbed. You want to look for excuses not to go home, or not to see home, because of how, you know, you're being treated, or how uncomfortable home gets for you, even without them saying anything. But the atmosphere on its own, it speaks in volumes, you know, how being home makes you feel uncomfortable. So you decide to be away from home. And yeah, you know, it is something that we do not talk about, and it is something that people oftenly laugh about, that, or they want to say who and who don't love going home, without understanding why most queer people do not love or like going home. It is because of such situations, you know. It is because of those remarks, the home that doesn't feel like home anymore. You feel like you just there because of maybe what you bring, you know, and you being there just because you are the child, and there's nothing they can do with you, because you are a family member and they need to deal with you, you know. And that makes home not feel home. It makes you feel uncomfortable even being home, you know. And now going to the festive season, where everyone is going home to be with family, but most of us queer people prefer being alone, or being with friends and colleagues, and grooving throughout the festive instead of being with family, because of how we feel when we're home, and how we get treated when we're home, or how the atmosphere is when we're home, you know. And we prefer being away from home. And I know that I'm not the only one. And when one is being homophobic towards me and saying nasty things in the streets, it's okay. But when it's coming from home, it slaps differently and harder. But yeah, guys, to a parent who's watching, who's doing the same thing to their child, using church and community as an excuse, I think try and, you know, ask your child questions. Try and want to find out more, what does being gay or lesbian mean, or what it takes. We're not just having feelings for other guys. There's more to that. It doesn't change that I'm still your child. It doesn't change that you raised me up. You know, it doesn't change the person that you've brought up. You know, just that I happen to have different feelings, or wanting to be with someone that you're not expecting me to be with, you know, being with a guy, and a girl being with a girl. And it is that. Besides, that doesn't change that I'm still your child. And parents need to understand that it is not about them also. We also have feelings. We also want to live our lives as they lived their lives. And also that we can stay away from our parents. We can disown our parents for our own well-being, not just about it, because most of the time it's parents disowning their children, but children can also disown their parents because of certain toxic traits or behaviors towards their children, you know. And without understanding or looking at how much they hurt us as their kids, because it's about us hating them than them hating us. But I don't know if it makes sense or not, but parents, try and understand your children and get to ask questions, get clarity. If not, gay child, try and sort your ish together. Stay away from your own I think well-being, and prioritize your mental health. And it's okay, you know, it's gonna hurt for a while because I know that it fucked me up for some time, but I had to accept and make peace with the fact that I'll never be the son who's going to give a perfect family and all that. And even though we are working on our relationship, but it's not the same, you know. It is not the same, and it's okay, you know. I think I've made so many excuses, and I stopped making excuses that why our relationship is like that and why is what. But I've stopped making excuses for it, and I told myself that I'm going to take it as it comes, and that is that, you know. But the important thing is it's forgiving, and stop feeling guilty and trying to think that maybe I would have, and all that. No, I've made peace with so many things, and I would reach out where I need to reach out, and I'll stop being too available, you know, and just be there when I'm needed. If I'm not, I'm not, and it's okay. And unfortunately, that is the life that some of us end up choosing, you know, because of where we come from and the families that we come from. And yeah, you know, there's absolutely nothing than just us trying to create our small families away from our own families or away from home. I will try and maybe like elaborate on certain things, but yeah, my phone is just not getting it in G. But yeah, guys, it is mega love from me to you. I love you, and subscribe, like, share.